talk about the topic called gaming for good and gaming for change. So as you see in the installation, so I started from my father's garage. As almost all the 90 kids, I don't have much plans to become anything that I'm standing here. So I thought like I'm going to end up where my father in garage or some kind of a job for like a driver or some kind of job in a government or something like that. From there, why I am standing here is because of the dream and the ecosystem which developed around me during that time. So, as in always the 90 kids, most of them don't have grand plans. So, something kicks to in my mind. It's called the Technopark Trivandrum, the first IT hub in Kerala, and I mean in the India. So I used to see the people who walk inside the fabulous landscape, buildings, and something the people are doing futuristic. Only thing which I wanted is like I should be part of that. Something which inspired me a lot during my childhood. Along with that, the cable revolution was happening in Kerala, and we used to see a lot of movies back to back. In that time, there is a travel show called Sancharam. I love the way of narration of stories, telling about the places, exploring. So storytelling is awesome way to explore things. Same time, I was used to access a lot of movies back to back, and I used to see the movies and immerse in the storytelling and all the ways. So through that time, I got my first computer, and it got some graphics card inside that. I started playing two games. One is Max Payne, the other one is Heavy Rain. The Max Payne gave me cinematic experiences with choice of visuals and the Nori art style and the way the character and the players are blend together. Same time, the Heavy Rain gave me the choice of taking the interactive story to different level. These two games connected me a lot to become a storyteller. So either I want to become an IT guy, go to a technopark, do a job, or I want to become a storyteller. So this confusion was always there in my mind. But the engineering boom kicks in. As always, everybody want to become an engineer. Same, I also follow the same path. But I want computer science. Why? I don't like handwriting because my handwriting was poor. The typing seems to be modernistic, and I wanted to be that kind of guy who do type and do that. Same time, I started learning programming. Programming helped me to understand things much faster because my neighbor who used to teach in AdTech, and used to get see the programmings and everything in CDs and books. So I started creating programming and all. By the time I used to get access to books, and the books give me another word called entrepreneurship. So in that dream, the entrepreneurship kicked in. I want to start my own firm, the inside Technopark, the same place where my curiosity once got kicked in. And that became a moment where I want to start a company inside Technopark and want to do something innovative, mostly in technology. So that created another bigger change in life. But things was different. I have to take a job because that will make her proud that her son is going to be an engineer, well respected and salaried. But always in my mind that keep on saying like this is not your passion and this is not your story. You have to go back to something else. By the time I start interacting, playing more games, started seeing more movies, one evening I happened to see the movie Kireedam again. You know the movie, right? The Kireedam. So in that, Mohanlal happens to be a police officer, but he can't become a police officer because of the entire storyline. My thought was like, what if I can change that storyline? If I was a player and this was a game, and he became a cop, and entire the part 2, part 3, everything become different on an overall journey. Games help you to do that. If you are a player and you can control the journey by your choices, the choice can be made that you can make your story in different directions, different aspects. That created another big thought in my mind, and the storyteller passion kicked in, and the technology and storytelling went together. So I started Tilt Labs. So initially, the Tilt Labs, I started with myself, took all the projects and service business, whatever we are getting into the table to keep our lights on. And I hired 2 or 3 people to build games, and along with that, I started doing the services as well. From that gaming, the first one was called Buggy's Madness. It was a small mobile game, and that was not a commercial viable product, and it was a failure. But gaming taught me that you can't fail, but always retry. So I retried with all the knowledge I gained through Buggy's Madness. I started another game called Slipstream. The Slipstream was a received game, and it got featured in App Store at that time. I still remember it was on a holy day season. So it got featured in App Store, and that became a revolutionary hit, and that created a lot of traction in our thing, which created a lot of confidence. Later that confidence became overconfident. We started building more games. Same time, we jumped to not only in mobile games, started adopting VR games. At that point of time, the VR games was not that adopted in the region or the area. We brought a Oculus development kit, different headsets, and started building cricket game. The cricket game was solid, technically proven, creatively good, and we created a different version, professional standard, different version. But the problem was, who is going to buy? We have invested enough revenue that we generate from other games to this one. Nobody was ready to buy because adoption of VR and all these techs was very slow here. You need different high-end laptops, VR headset to play this. We approached a lot of bodies, professional bodies and all, but it was failure. What will we do next? That was the thought. We had a discussion internally. We thought like using all this tech, game can not only be in entertainment, we can also use for enterprise applications. How we can use that, how we can create simulations, how we can create interactive learning solutions. From there, our enterprise journey starts. From all the games, we started building simulations. We started creating VR application in aviation industry, militaries, AR application for ground staff training, and many more, including virtual labs and all. This gave us a good traction, revenue in terms of services. We started pitching to big companies in India. Everybody gave us a warm welcome. That was awesome experiences around in that point of time where this kind of technology got adoption earlier in the enterprise sector. So that was one of the good examples which we had at that point of time. But Clash of Clans, PUBG, these particular application work across different mobile devices with different spec in almost same way because of the low level net code optimization which they have done in the multiplayer and real life streaming. And hope you guys have heard about Monument Valley. The Monument Valley is considered to be the benchmark of UX UI design in the gaming industry and designing aspects of gaming industry, not only UI UX but also the overall design aspects of gaming industry. So these are some of the engineering marvels, not only a creative gems. When you call about startups ecosystem in Kerala or in globally, let's take some of the indie developers across the global, how they create innovations. Like Celesta. Celesta built a small indie team and is praised for its platform kind of a mechanics and mental health narrative, winning Game Impact Award at the Game Awards. There is an award called Game Award. So they are like narrative designing spec. Stardew Valley is another solo developer, has almost 20 million downloads. Like see, the solo developer have 20 million downloads and copy here to reimagine farm simulations that connect with empathy and emotional storytelling. Auto Adventure is another game. If you are mobile game player, you might have seen Auto Adventures. His awesome design and procedural design oriented and lightweight help to play that such kind of game in mobile, very performant across different devices. On the mainstream, You might have known the game called Valorant, which is more focused on esports. You might have known the Gen Z Impact. Gen Z Impact is a free to play RGB RPG game served over 60 million players on 2023, and they almost stream their terrain in real time, and also their stereo optimization for mobile across all the platform is awesome tech. And Valorant, as it is more used for esports tech, it is precision for taking care of millions of users at the same time. It's awesome. And the Pokemon Go, the geospatial data plus real-time multiplayer and real-time world interaction, all these are the engineering, creative as well as management novels across gaming industry. But the talent pool, like game developers, game designers, localization experts, QA, product managers, narrative designers, game consultation, and many more are still required to scale up like that. And India is going to be the top 5 market in terms of revenue. Overall global market of games seems to be $200 billion industry. And almost 25 lakhs of jobs will be required for India itself, mostly in 2025. Maybe it can be speed up because of the consumption rate of all the techs in place. So the opportunities are enormous. Like, you guys can learn yourself by many tools out there. We will discuss about that later. So we just talk about the entertainment side of games and tech side of the game and design side of the games, right? Let's talk about some games who create impact. In the sense, they game for change. So Echo, they raise the awareness in climatic change. That is a well-known game outside that. There is a game that empower girl and woman across it, half the sky moment, and build empathy for players with disabilities. The game is called That Dragon, the Cancer. You can try all these things to see how these guys are building gamified experience to create empathy, awareness, as well as climatic changes. Not only this indie or startup or companies, there are a lot of NGO out there which use gamified solutions for their purposes. Like Game for Change run global game jam, and they sponsor it, and they use Game for Impact. And you know Minecraft, right? So UNICEF use Minecraft to youth participate in urban designing and governance. There is a game called Sea Hero Quest which use their spatial navigation for dementia research. So all these are using games for some kind of impact to change human life to better tomorrow. And still now we talk about game for change, game for entertainment, game for enterprise, but gaming technology for governance. So digital twin of city factories are now going to be the next big thing, where high-end 3D informations are plotted across using game engines and plot traffic data and water purity, air quality, energy flow. All this can be plotted in a 3D environment and design future cities by taking appropriate decision, where how the flood is going to affect the city, how the energy force is going to be harming the city. So plan and for the next livable city using digital twin, using gaming technologies. These are possible because of the game engine is now superpower, and lot of innovation happen in this gaming engine technologies. So look at back, I started in a garage of my father, dreamed because of my ecosystem like Technopark and nearby people who go in working in Technopark and all. When I look at that, the power of dreaming to help me to do this here and standing here. And the dream comes when I start exploring games by understanding how to make the games, how to design, how to solution, how to build team, and how to fail. And when they fail, how to handle failure, how to handle successful, as well as get up and try again. So that's how the power of game. So I personally think when you see somebody is playing a game, that is the start of something powerful that's going to come from that particular area in the upcoming future. So everybody talk about this, that, and X, Y, Z, but how to start it? How to start your gaming industry career? So you don't need a AAA job to start your gaming career. You can just start it by just starting it. How? You can download free open tool like Unity, Unreal, and Godot, many engines, and Blender to start working on the technologies. You can have portfolios and create publishing in itch.io or Stream or Play Store or App Store. You can create your mentorship, or you can search your mentorship in LinkedIn and find different forums, Reddits, and a lot of other tools out there. There are places like Udemy, Tilt.edu, GameDev.tv, and many more places you can learn your programming and get guidance. So it's just need to start it and explore things. It's not only the engineering job, but also there are many more jobs across this platform, in mostly for management to engineering to advertisements to marketing, many more. So the future of gaming. The future of gaming, what I see personally is like AI games going to change or generate games that behave based on your moods. Spatial technologies going to have an invisible layer of gamification that connect with AR, VR, AI, and your personal data and public data. And Fortnite and Roblox like UGC platform going to be the next YouTube, where people will start playing games rather than sit and watching. And gamified in information in governance going to be help you guys to participate in governance, building something new and the ecosystems. And India has all the chance to become one of the producers of world-class game rather than just become a consumption. So made in India games has to be come out with all your young generation's inspiration to create wonderful games out there. So just let's stop labeling games as a distraction. Let's see them as a direction for learning, for good, for change. So if next time when you see somebody is playing a game, pause and think about it. What if this is the first step towards changing the world, and this could be a future of something that he is going to build. Thank you.